Hey everybody, welcome to Real Brave Live. My name is Dan, and today we're going to talk about Blondie. Woo! Not the cartoon for all you people out there that still read newspapers, but a band from the 70s, early 80s, still playing today because Deborah Harry turned 70-something on July 4th, 1st, 2nd. I don't have those facts here, folks. Real Brave is a music studio, and we teach. We have an online system that you're going to have to use your imagination for because we don't have any graphics today. But
yeah, just look at Real Brave.
Just look here. Just stare at my chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an online program that you can sign up for and get lessons. It's online in person. It's Practice Pad only at Real Brave. Real Brave Online, powered by Practice Pad. Kevin, you're here today with me looking like you normally do.
Yeah, I try to maintain this appearance pretty much every Wednesday.
Yeah. Do you go into like cryostasis when you go home?
Well, not when I go. It's here.
Yeah.
So when you looked at the credit card report and you saw like 60,000.
Yeah, 60 grand
from Cryopods LLC.
Yeah.
That's that big machine in the third drum room.
Got it.
And right after this broadcast, I'm just going to go back in there.
Okay.
Go like this. Set the timer for 6.9 days, and then I'll see you next Wednesday.
You look pretty much the same every single day.
Yeah.
I must hand it to you.
Yes.
It must be all those hamburgers you eat.
Consistency is a very important thing.
Consistency is hamburgers.
Yes.
Love
the consistency of hamburgers.
Do you though?
Yeah, because they have a crunchy outside and soft inside.
I just saw a whole thing about eating meat, so I'm back on I'm leaning towards a vegetarian again.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Yeah, just I go through these phases where like meat, not so much.
Meat is great.
It is, but it's not good for you.
Have you seen the flour? It's like a TikTok viral thing. It's the flour-based chicken.
No.
Or it's like people made like imitation chicken meat out of just like super glutenized flour.
What did they do to it? Fry it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Did it didn't taste like chicken? It tastes like
I'm told
dough.
that you can season it to taste like chicken.
They have some chicken flavor.
And it like shreds like chicken. It's all about the consistency.
The big thing for me is the fat and the blood. This has nothing to do with music, by the way. Sorry.
I mean,
it's the fat and the blood.
Ozzy Osbourne.
What about Ozzy Osbourne?
He was about the blood.
Yeah, that's more like urban legend. He mistakenly bit a bat that someone threw at him.
Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
That is about Irish rising up in Ireland. That's where the Irish live.
Also, Axl Rose, he got pretty fat.
Yeah, well, Faxel Rose.
You're going to see him now. You're going to see him in what, next month? This month?
Yeah. Right before the supposed Fish concert that I'm going to.
What do you mean supposed? I got the tickets. The tickets are...
I know. I'm going with Kevin to a Fish concert.
Yes.
In Atlantic City.
He said it.
I might be sick that day.
Well, it's good thing I got tickets for 2 nights. And Sarah Lords is available for either night. So whichever works best for you, guy.
Blondie. So
when I was a child...
Go ahead.
Very small child.
You didn't look like this?
No.
You haven't... I thought... Okay.
No. I had like white hair, like bleach blonde hair.
What about your beard?
Beard was the same color,
Okay.
but my hair was super blonde.
Okay.
My brother and sister, my half brother and my half sister from my father's first marriage are both half Puerto Rican, so they just called me El Diablo Blanco, the White Devil.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wait a second. So your brother and sister are your half brother and sister?
Yes.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, but you've seen Brian. You've seen Brian come in here. You just thought he was super tan.
I don't know if I have. Have I?
I think you've met him. You might have met him.
I know your mom.
Yes. Who I'm told that I look a lot like.
Yes. She can't deny you.
Right.
In a lot of ways, especially.
Right.
Okay.
Financially.
Yes. She can deny you. Well, she can't deny you anymore.
She
You're
sure
a grown-ass
has.
man. So Blondie.
Oh yeah.
How do we get into? Oh, Blondie
She's like
is a band.
70 something.
Before we go into the band and like the top 10 and all the stuff, which came from which website again?
UltimateClassicRock.com.
So according to UltimateClassicRock.com, there's a top 10 of songs on here that we're going to go through. I was never a huge Blondie fan, but when I took the stage at CBGB's back in the day, this is one of the iconic bands that made it really famous.
Yeah.
And the Police, et cetera, et cetera. Did you ever play CBGB's?
No. Is that in Asbury Park?
No. That's the
Stone Pony I'm thinking of.
The Stone Pony, right? That's downtown Manhattan.
That's right.
On the Lower East Side. Very famous punk rock place. But Blondie came up in the 70s during this kind of post-punk, pre-punk, new wave thing, and she was. We had a whole month of specials about women in rock, women in music, and we did not talk about her. I don't think.
No, because the lists you were pulling up were like from Business Insider and like Forbes.
Business Insider uses the facts, ma'am.
They use record sales, I guess, and money.
But when you pull her streaming
Yeah.
records or stats, her streaming stats are impressive. Really impressive. You know, you're talking millions and millions, if not hundreds of millions. So she's very much relevant. Just put out an album 2 years ago and is considered to be one of the most influential people in rock and roll, not only just because of her sex, but because of, you know, the music that they put out.
Yeah, no. It was cutting edge, and it broke through genres and boundaries. And you know, all of my favorite musicians do that. The Radiohead, the Beck, the Miles Davis, the Fish from Vermont.
Yeah.
They transcend genres, and because expression, you know, you shouldn't be limiting yourself to like a box of like, okay, we have to do power chords for 2 minutes, put a bridge in there, and we're done. Like, that's not. I mean, there are bands that are successful doing that, but I, as a musician, get a lot more out of listening to music that explores different possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. So we can go over this top 10 for Miss Harry, who just turned 76.
Wow.
Now, all of our aging rock stars out there in the audience, some of these folks are getting older.
Right.
And she was not only like very talented, not only like a sex symbol, not only someone that people look up to, but is very influential still today. So just quickly, the top 10, according to this website, UltimateClassicRock.com. Number 10, In the Flesh.
Yeah, which I thought was a Pink Floyd song when I saw this list.
Okay.
But then it would be In the Flesh, question mark?
Yes. Actually, I don't know. Off what album?
The Wall,
Oh.
I think.
This is off of their first album and debuted as their second single. And it was more of like a poppier side of them.
Mm-hmm. Their first debut single was Ex-Offender.
Number 9, Picture This. This is in the 70s, by the way. Long before Kevin and his beard.
Yeah.
Number 8, 9. Number 8, The Tide is High. So this is the one that I know the most. It's a cover of a Jamaican group, the Paragons. The Tide is High shows off experimentation. So it's got more of like a Caribbean.
So there's a sort of subtle link between, you know, in the 70s, late 70s, between like punk music and reggae. And disco is strewn about in there too, and it has to do with the counterculture, the youth culture at the time. You know, punk was more of a reaction against disco, but reggae was more of a reaction I mean, it was a cultural thing too from the Caribbean, but it was also, a reaction to like fast driving music. So there's a lot of bands that draw influence from each other in that regard. Like the link between like the Sex Pistols and Bob Marley. There's like a deep story there, but I forget what it is. I wrote a paper on it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it did not win awards though.
Now I want to know.
I have the textbook, I think, in my lesson room.
You're just saying that because of the rage that disco caused in people?
Yeah. It's like why Screamo exists today, because pop is still out there. Not Screamo maybe, but like grunge. That's like what grunge was a reaction to like Madonna.
Grunge was a reaction to the
And, like,
overzealous hair
Yeah.
bands from
Yeah.
the 80s, yeah. And that like very over the top production.
Right.
Yeah, where that came from. Because then it was all about breaking everything down, not having like a look per se, shoegazer.
Right.
That's where shoegazer came from.
Right.
But all this stuff coming from the 70s where you still have like rock and roll, and then these like new wave bands are starting to come out, like such as them. I don't know. The Tide is High is a really interesting song. I was telling Kevin before, like, I didn't even know that this was a cover until literally 3 days ago. That's why I had the idea of doing this, besides the fact that her birthday was a couple days ago. But yeah, I was sitting at my brother's house, and then The Tide is High comes on, and it sounds like a cover of Blondie, but it actually was the original song.
Right.
And then a couple songs later, the Blondie song came on. They're very similar sounding, actually. So look it up. It's the Paragons, and this is in 1981. That's number 8. Number 7, Hang on the Telephone. I never heard that one.
Me neither.
Number 6, One Way or Another. Number 6. This is not 1 or 2. This is number 6.
One way or another.
Yeah, it's fast. Na, 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 na. It's one of the most commercially successful songs.
Yeah. That's like one of the few Blondie songs that I like recognize right off the bat.
Yeah.
Great tune. That was more their punkish time.
Shows off the punk roots and mixes it with a little bit of new wave. But what is new wave?
New wave
is Cure.
Like
That's what I thought it was.
UB40.
No, that's
That's reggae.
new wave is like
Talking
Erasure,
Heads. Cars.
B-52s, Cars.
Yeah.
Cars are in this era. I was thinking more like the Cure.
Yeah. The Smiths.
If you go to the 80s new wave channel, it's like
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Aha.
That's not Aha.
No. But Aha.
I'll stop
No,
the
I guess
world
Aha
and
would.
melt with you.
Thinking of what's
I'll
the
stop
band
the
that
world
did
and melt with you.
London Calling? They're not necessarily
The Clash.
new wave, but they were getting in that direction.
That's in this. To me, that's in this vein.
Yeah.
Instruments, rock,
Yep.
distorted guitars,
And
driving
then,
beat.
and then sneaking a synth in there, and now it's new wave.
Rico Kasich was great. You like the Cars?
It's I like the Talking Heads a little bit more.
Interesting.
Talking Heads I consider to be like new wave.
Our house is in the middle of the street.
Or find your city, find yourself a city to live in.
You like funky stuff.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
I do. I really
This
do.
is what we're learning. God help me. All right, number 5, Dreaming from Eat to the Beat.
Yeah, so this just sounded like a pop tune to me. This just kind of sounded like 80s pop. I didn't really catch any of the stuff that they were, mashing of styles and eras. I caught the Phil Spector sort of wall of sound idea, how it's just like this doom-ch, doom-ch kind of.
Yeah.
But like, it didn't really stand out to me too crazy. Let me give that a quick listen.
Yeah, give it a quick listen. I actually don't know this song very well. The next song I wanted to go into at length. But I will It's not even on their like most popular songs in Spotify.
Yeah, only like one in the top 5 really are.
But Call Me has 213 million listens. Is Call Me even on here?
Call me. Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is you know what? This is I think more rock than pop, or a blend of it, as they go on to discuss. But you know, kind of bummed that can't pull these up fast enough. Just do this. Have it not be picked up by the microphone.
Oh, there it is. Now we're just flagged. If you don't know this, every time we play a song,
I'll just rub my microphone so it.
Mark Zuckerberg runs into the room and throws a spear right at Kevin.
Yeah, it's happened before.
It misses him every time, but it's scary.
By like this much.
Yeah. And then he runs out.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Shouts some like computer code and then runs. Weird guy.
00110001. He runs out. Number 4 is Rapture.
Rapture is the one they rap on, right?
Yes. This is what I wanted to talk about. I was looking forward to this one.
This one is very funky and I love it. Until Debbie Harry starts rapping.
Okay. This is 1980.
Yes.
This is the first time that there was a number 1 hit song with a rap in it. But it's not the first rap song. Thank God.
No. Rapper's Delight was a number 1, wasn't it?
Yeah. But you have Grandmaster Flash, Africa Babasta,
but those were
Blow. They've been rapping since the mid '70s,
right.
But they never really broke the barrier. But the first number 1 song with a rap in it is by Blondie with a female white singer.
God,
rapper.
That must have been so infuriating.
That's gotta be infuriating.
and it's whack.
It's totally whack. Because I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Me neither.
I wanted to go through the lyrics.
The flow is not dope. It sounds like white people. It's
non-dope.
It sounds like a white person like improv act trying to like. Sounds like, have you ever seen Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yeah, yes.
Sounds like Colin Mockery trying to like rap about like going to a barbecue or something.
So Fab Five Freddy told me everybody's fly. DJ Spin and I said my. Flash is fast. Flash is cool. Frenshaw. Oh, this isn't French. Flash ain't no dude. And you don't stop. Sure shot. Go out to the parking lot and get in your car and drive real far.
Wait. Could you rap it though?
No.
Instead of reading it?
And you drive all night and then you see a
please.
light and it comes down and it lands in the ground. And out comes a man from Mars. And you try to run, but he's got a gun and he shoots you dead and he eats your head. This is like Dr. Seuss wrote a rap song.
Yeah, those quick duple meter.
Yeah. And then you're in The Man from Mars. You go out at night eating cars. You eat Cadillacs, Lincolns 2, Mercurys, and Subaru. But you don't stop and you keep on eating cars. And there's no more cars. You go out at night and eat up bars where the people meet face to face, dance cheek to cheek, 1 to 1, man to man, dance toe to toe. Don't move too slow, because the man from Mars is through with cars. He's eating bars, yeah, wall to wall, door to door, hall to hall.
Someone's eating bars.
He's gonna eat them all. Rapture be pure. Take a tour through the sewer. Don't strain your brain. Paint a train. You'll be singing in the rain. Said don't stop to punk rock.
All right, so could.
I'm not even done.
Oh man.
Well, now you see what you want to be. You just have to party on TV. Because the man from Mars won't eat up bars when the TV's on. And he's going to go back up to space where you won't have a hassle with the human race. And you hip hop and you don't stop. Just blast off, Sure Shot, because the man from Mars stopped eating cars and eating bars. And now he's only eating guitars. Get up. Yeah. That was the first #1 rap song.
And you performed it like a beat poet.
It was like William Shatner. A better William Shatner.
Can someone please drop a beat? Greg, new intern Greg, beatbox, ready, go. On the faraway island of Salamasand, Yertle the turtle was the king of the pond. A nice little pond, it was clean, it was neat. The water was warm, there was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy, quite happy indeed.
Wow. Very good. What is that?
That was Yertle the Turtle by Dr. Seuss.
That was just as good as this.
Yeah.
So number 4, Rapture. What makes it special is what I was just saying. It was one of the first, if not the first rap song to get to number 1.
But hold on. All right. So that's the elephant in the room is the fact that it's like a rap song, but that there's rapping in it. But it's a funk song.
Yeah.
It's described here as a disco song, and I think that will bring me to like a quick demonstration of one of the main differences I believe to be between disco and funk. So they're very closely related in terms of like you can dance to them both. But funk, you've got like syncopated bass lines, like. Disco is more straight ahead, just. But they do have that same sort of feel. The guitars might be very similar in both of them. Guitars, you might get a lot of. But still a lot of syncopation in the beat, where the drums in disco is going to be like just straight ahead. Drums in funk might be like more syncopated, less on the beat, more off the beat.
Similar tempo.
Similar tempo. One feature of disco that I noticed is a string section. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes wind chimes. You know, synths and stuff. There's synths and funk, but this was on this website as it's described as a disco song, but it's funky. It's funky as heck. The next one though,
Atomic is number 3.
Is neither. That was more. That's a disco tune. With spaghetti western guitar.
Spaghetti western guitar. I just want to hear this really quick.
And while Dan's listening, I'm going to talk to the viewer about PracticePad. PracticePad is our own in-house software. Real Brave is powered by PracticePad. You want to take lessons with us, you can take them through PracticePad anywhere in the world. Meet with your instructor one-on-one through the internet, practice-pad.com. Sign up today for your free trial.
Yeah, I don't know this one very well. That was a good infomercial, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Got that, like... It's got that disco feel.
Yeah. I like the spaghetti western guitar though, but that's the only spaghetti western.
That's what spaghetti western guitar is?
To me, yeah.
Do you ever hear that song by that song Minimum Wage by They Might Be Giants?
No.
Minimum wage, yeehaw! It's got like a spaghetti western thing going on.
Aren't they like a ska band?
They're like very intellectual. We should do a show on them.
Yeah.
That's a fun. One of my favorite songs of all time is by They Might Be Giants.
Minimum Wage.
That one I love. It's just stupid. That's the only time you hear that, and then all of a sudden it just sounds like a movie theme after that.
Okay.
Yeah. They Might Be Giants. Go check them out. Number 3, Atomic. We don't know what it is. We never really listened to it. And then we come down to the number 2 and number 1 songs.
Did our research.
Here on the top 10 Blondie songs of all time, according to some stupid website. Oh, ultimateclassicrock.com. They're not stupid. I'm sorry. Number 2 is Call Me.
So the first time I heard this song, because I had heard it before, and I had to look it up, was in Zoolander. The opening scene in Zoolander.
Okay.
Where they're interviewing him on how he got to be so handsome. And in the background is, call me. Na, na, na,
Yeah.
na, 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 na.
And that's the first time you heard this? Did
Yeah.
you buy the soundtrack and then you were like, oh, that's a really great song, such a new release, I love it?
No, I did
No,
not.
that usually happens with soundtracks. The producer really originally wanted Stevie Nicks to help write and record the theme song to a American Jingle. You ever see that movie?
Is that with Dustin Hoffman?
That is with no.
Which male prostitute movie with Dustin Hoffman am I thinking of?
I thought it was with
Something Cowboy, Midnight Cowboy.
Richard Gere.
Okay, no. I'm thinking of Midnight Cowboy with Dustin Hoffman.
Okay, yeah, it's not the same thing. But anyway, so
But it's a similar premise.
that was a prostitute movie?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. It's good.
Call Me stayed at #1 for 6 weeks. It came out just as disco was retreating back to whence it came from, which is up someone's nose.
Now, yeah, definitely. Call Me is, I think, more along the vein of your sort of heart or.
It's still rock. I don't see it being as like a. I know it's a dancey tune, but I see it being more rock.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's a 12/8 shuffle. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Which means what to the viewer?
It means so the measure is broken up into 12 equal parts of an eighth note each. 12/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You could feel it in 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, where it's divided by triplets, but this is listed on this website, and I don't like this website because it's listing things that are not disco as disco. That's not a disco. That's not a characteristic of disco, and it's a pretty, the time signature of a song is like a very big characteristic of the song. That's more of a shuffle. It's a fast shuffle.
It's production too.
Yeah.
Bee Gees, disco.
Definitely.
They fit into the disco era. However, they were not just a disco band.
Correct.
I don't really know the Bee Gees that well.
They also funked.
They funked. They wrote songs. Like they were really good songwriters.
Yeah, yeah. And
I would
singers.
I would put here's the main question now before we get to #1.
Disco or not disco?
Blondie.
Disco or dis-no?
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay, they did get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
The Bee Gees?
No, Blondie.
Oh. Okay.
I was going to be very surprised if Bee Gees got in.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean...
We do not like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
The Rock
and Roll Hall of Fame. They got it in 2010.
Okay. Good for Blondie.
But there's other female artists that didn't get in there.
Pat Benatar, I don't think, has been snubbed from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Rock and Roll Doula Beam.
But that's this song was in the vein of like a Pat Benatar Heartbreaker or Heart or even like Stevie Nicks or Fleetwood Mac. More
I think
like
she's in Twice.
I love rock and roll kind of vibes. Who's in Twice?
Stevie Nicks.
Oh yeah.
Well, this has so we do our Rock and Roll Hall of Fame episodes and we talk about this stuff.
Drag our feet through those episodes.
So Pat Benatar is a rock and roll artist, but Grace Jones, I'd put her in there too. The Runaways, sure. Kate Bush, Bjork, Lucinda Williams. No, she's not a rock and roll. She's a country rootsy.
And it comes down to the same conversation we have every time: is how do you define rock and roll? If you define rock and roll
Sinead
as,
O'Connor,
then
Queen
that's
Latifah,
what you'll
Mariah
expect to
Carey,
find in there. But if you
PJ Harvey.
define rock and roll as, and I'll bring that paper that I wrote for that class.
Well, they're defining Blondie as disco.
Yeah, and so.
It's not disco.
But is disco rock and roll?
No. Unless you're talking about it in the sense of rock and roll as a
As a cultural, countercultural thing. Ah.
But hip hop is not rock and roll.
Well, it's very countercultural.
It's countercultural, and I want them in a place where they could be recognized. But the question is if you're going to put all these people, you're going to put Biggie in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, then you have to put everybody in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that has done the exact same things. You have to do it.
Yeah, I guess.
There's no question he was amazing. No question.
Right.
But it should be a hip hop Hall of Fame. And they should be at the pinnacle. Like, is he getting lost in the shuffle because of that? Is she getting lost in the shuffle? Well, no, she's a rock and roll artist. She deserves to be there. I'm not saying I guess what I'm trying to say is it's so freaking confusing because of some dudes and gals.
Yeah, well,
deciding to
ratings and selling stuff. And
stupid. Number 1 on this list from that website, ultimateclassicrock.com, for the best Blondie song of all time, according to some person, is "Heart of Glass." It's a great song.
Yeah.
Is it their best song? I don't know.
Probably their most famous.
It's a really innovative vocal. And it's got a really funky background. Bum 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 bum. So they're like this small town band, man, in the 70s. They came more of a cult band, got fame with some songs playing live. And after Heart of Glass, they were one of the biggest groups in the world, retaining their part of the punk edge, spliced with disco. For the first time, Blondie married a glorious synth riff to an irresistible dance floor beat. Heart of Glass set up their career, but more importantly, it proved that the great music crossed genres and was blind to restraints.
See, I'll agree with that last statement.
I like that.
Yeah.
Have you taught any Blondie songs in class?
No.
So it hasn't passed over to the hundreds of lessons?
No. Not yet.
You know, I think you better start teaching it to some of your female youth.
I know.
Show them this.
I know a handful that would be into Call Me.
Yeah.
That like more of the rock stuff. Not a lot of my students like disco. Some of them like funk. Most of them like rock.
I always thought they were a rock band. I never put them in the disco stuff.
That's I guess you can make the argument that new wave was rock and disco. Was disco moving back toward rock. With heavily reverberated snare drums.
Are you saying new wave was a fart generated by disco?
Yeah. Or if disco started cooking pancakes and one of them the consistency wasn't right, there was too much egg in it and it was goopy and it didn't really turn out good.
Yeah.
That's new wave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like new wave music?
No, but I like pancakes.
Okay. That's the list today. We just got through a couple of really interesting weeks here at the studio.
Sure did.
We're saying hello to a new intern. We got Greg here today helping us out. It's first day, so we're not doing anything too difficult.
Right.
We're going back and forth.
Right.
Hopefully you can see me.
We'll throw him the curveballs next week.
Yeah, next week he's going to put video in there and lower thirds.
Uh-huh.
He'll be the all singing, all dancing Greg.
Yes.
It'll be all professional.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll make it professional. But we did another TikTok thing,
We did.
and it was good. And next week I guess we'll show the video
Yes.
of the winner. But
Yeah.
you did a lot of the production, my friend.
Yeah, I did a good amount of the accompaniment along with Jordan here, and also
Jordan here, that's Irish.
Jordan Pessola
Okay.
from Real Brave, New Jersey. Okay. And then we had Andrew and Kathy in Queens. I think somebody else in Queens, maybe. No, I think it was just Andrew and Kathy. Mike DeProspo hopped on one and rapped in Skylar Sisters from Hamilton.
Ah.
That's a really fun one. What I'd love to do is to have it be a regular segment on the show to show these 1 minute TikTok videos.
I would like to do that.
And
It'd be
react to
fun.
them.
See what happens. See if we get taken down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll definitely get probably taken down a flag.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because why help the future generations of music learn music by seeing their mentors perform and act like idiots.
Right.
But you put this together. We've got a winner. We gave away some money to the winner, and then a bonus to the instructor. It was really nice. They
Yes.
got
Congratulations,
$250.
Kathy Mai and her student Blockman.
Something Caleb Blockman.
Caleb Blockman.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Blockman family. Thank you very much. If you're watching, you're not. Definitely not.
But if you ever watch this in the future,
30 years from now, when you're watching this, when
Yeah.
you realize how good the show was,
Yeah.
and you're like, I used to take lessons there, and you get sucked into the black hole of this show.
Right. Yeah.
Live streaming, you just.
The anthology, the
Yeah, the
extended
anthology.
Real Brave universe.
Yeah, when it's out on microchip in your brain.
Yeah. Streaming now on cerebral implants.
Oh my god! You know what? That's not ridiculous. Though.
It's not at all.
Yeah.
It's like 10 years away.
It's like, oh, you got that new Weezer record?
Yeah.
Ah.
But it'll be much faster. They'll find a way to just make it faster.
Yeah.
And be like,
Oh, it'll be Bluetooth.
oh, that was a good song.
Yeah.
It's great.
Or it's like the glass holes. You ever see those?
No.
Google made glasses.
Oh, the Google goggles.
Google Glass.
Oh,
you can't
Google
say
Glass.
it without sounding like an idiot.
No.
It sounds like Google Glass.
And people didn't wear them because they looked like idiots.
But there was a certain segment of people that just were crazy about them, and they end up getting pegged as glass holes. Oh, that's such a great name. Yes. But first of all, I get it, like why you'd want to do that. Google Glass created like this segment of like people that wanted this whole thing. But
Early adapters.
really crazy. But yeah, TikTok. What else? And this weekend we are diving back in
Yes. Head
the-
first. In
to the live-
shallow pool.
in shallow water head first.
Yeah. No, we're very, very excited to. We're back for concerts.
We have concerts
on
Live-
this stage where we're sitting right now.
Yeah.
We have to move all this stuff off.
No, I'll just be sitting right here doing a show. There'll be a live thing going on.
That's fine. There's
speaking
plenty
of
of
that, it'll
space.
be a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
3 locations, 3 days. We got Manhattan is on Friday, New Jersey here is on Saturday, and Queens testing out their new stage area at the studio on Sunday. Very, very exciting.
Yes.
The shows, the process of planning them, because we, back in March, we were like, we should do a concert in the summer. And we were like, yeah, but then like from March to June, every week it was different with what, the COVID guidelines were and what like,
Right.
oh, you don't have to social distance anymore. Oh, you don't have to wear masks anymore. And it's like, well, why don't we just wait and see? And so it was like last month we announced the registration and all that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a smaller, more intimate show this time around, but we're really got our eyes set on December. A really, really big concert.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
And what I like about what we're doing now is that we're going to keep them all in-house, like at each studio. It gives the opportunity for the students to go into a place that's familiar. It's way more affordable for us to do it that way. I was telling Kevin what our budget was for the Queen's concerts, and we used to rent out an auditorium, and it was huge. It was a ton of work. But this will be a little bit easier, and we're just going to kind of ease into it.
Yeah.
Right.
We're going to dip our toe in the water, and that's where you send me that GIF of somebody's toe. Like,
With a really long toe.
creeps me out.
It's really gross.
Every time.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Nobody likes long toes.
No.
But yeah, that's this weekend, so you got to wish us luck. Any notable performances happening that we have the Ambassadors? What's going on with that?
The Ambassadors just performed at the Oakland Carnival.
Okay. Are they going to show their face?
I don't think so.
No. Different Ambassadors for
think-
this, or just we're just going to do house band?
We're just doing house band this
Okay.
time around. Just we're dipping our toe, our long toe. But Emma is going to be performing. One of our employees, also a longtime student. It's going to
Yeah.
be her last concert before
Oh,
she
that's
goes off
sad.
to college.
Goes off to be very successful in life.
Yeah.
She's a very smart person.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to miss her.
Yes.
That makes me sad.
Yes.
She's the first generation. Real brave.
Yes.
Here.
In New Jersey, yes.
Yeah. First generation. She's one of the first to sign
Yeah,
up.
she's been taking lessons for like 3 years now.
And that always makes me nervous when like the first generation leaves. Because I remember thinking that when we first opened in Fresh Meadows and a couple of like the first generation people were leaving, I was like, are there going to be any more? But there were.
Yeah.
Because it's like a natural thing in life. People talk and keep going. I think we do a pretty good job, except for you. I think you do a terrible job.
Yeah, I'm holding the company back pretty steadily.
I sent a memo to your desk about getting fired.
So you got this last show out of
This
me.
is it, yeah.
Okay.
I hate to tell you.
Live on air.
Live on air, and in such a sarcastic way.
It's really
Thanks for nothing, Kevin.
hard to digest. I thought this was going really well.
No. Make sure you leave all your stuff here, too.
I will, but not without playing some fish tunes before I go.
So today we're back here. We got Greg helping us out.
It's Divided Sky, by the way.
We got Greg helping us out from here forward. And Greg, thanks for your help today. We're going to get this going again next week, every week, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's it for today. Make sure to check out PracticePad, practice-pad.com. You can sign up for lessons with us anywhere in the world. It's our only place you can find our online in-person lesson room where you can get lessons for just about anything in music. Not physics, math, anything else. No fish songs, by the way. Anything else, Kevin? That's it. All right. Join us next week for the next episode here on
Real Brave Live.
Very good. Very, very good.